everyone. Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Scott Wagner. Today we're going to talk a little softball. I'm here with Coach Allen right now. Later we'll be joined by Bobby Harper, star first baseman, 4-year starter for Coach Allen. But first of all, welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you.
As always, it's a pleasure to have you here. We played 3 doubleheaders since we last saw you, starting with West Liberty, Ohio Valley, and then Shepherd, all on the road. That's a kind of an extensive road trip there for you guys. But start with the West Liberty. How did you feel that you were the team did in those games as they swept West Liberty?
I thought we did pretty well. The first game, Kelsey got in a little trouble in the last inning, but we kept her in there and she got out of it. And we got out there with a 5-4 win, and then Sarah Pellegrin pitched the second game, had a great game. She was up close to her hometown, so there was some newspaper people there and stuff, and she threw really well. Overall, I was pleased. West Liberty always plays us tough. As a matter of fact, this is the first time we've swept them, I think, in about 3 years. So you can always expect a good game there.
And it seems like West Liberty is becoming a rival in almost every sport here for West Virginia State. You just feel that from the softball team? We
have a pretty good relationship with Herb, the coach up there, and their kids are a lot like our kids, and it's just good softball. I mean, we can be in the top and they can be in the bottom, or vice versa, and when we play each other, it's allowed to be a one-run game. So, yeah, it's good softball.
After the sweep of West Liberty, you go to Ohio Valley, where you also were able to sweep them. You scored a lot of runs, and also the pitching was very solid against Ohio Valley.
Yeah, I think we had, if I'm not mistaken, we had 28 hits against West Liberty, and I think we had 29 against Ohio Valley. To be honest with you, I was surprised we did so well against Ohio Valley because they had split with Wesleyan. And I thought, their girls were really big and strong. I mean, and they weren't fat, they were just big. And when I watched them warm up, I said, whew, if they hit the ball, it's going to go. And, we, in that game, Kelsey started out, we were ahead 4-0. They scored 3 runs, and I made a switch and brought in Jade Weinkoff, the pitcher from Canada, and she did a great job, finished out the game, and about the 4th or 5th inning, we really started to hit the ball. And I think we ended up beating them 14-3. And then the next game, Sarah pitched, threw a great game, and it was 10-0. So I was really surprised that we scored that many runs on them. And it was just a good day.
Is that maybe the best 4-game stretch for your pitching staff that you've had this season?
Well, I don't think it was 2 of Kelsey's best games. She's thrown a no-hitter, and I think up till the Shepherd game, she was 11-0. Now, a couple of those games, she was ahead, and we brought Jade in, and she still got the win. But she's had some really good games, and I think it was probably Jade and Sarah's best stretch, but Kelsey was on and off. Kelsey seems to be a better pitcher when you pitch her in the afternoon. I don't know why that is, but it seems like she's an afternoon person, not a morning person, and she normally throws better after 12 o'clock. So, I don't know. But they're close to where we need them, but I need all 3 of them to be on fire going into this tournament in these last 2 weeks. If I can do that, we can play with anybody and we can beat anybody. Where you get in trouble is at this level, you can't give up runs early. And we've been lucky. A couple times this year we've given up, like Gannon, I believe it was 4 or 5-0. We came back and beat them, I think it was 12-5. We were lucky enough to come back. But you can't give up runs early in the game and expect your offense to bring you back, because it doesn't always work that way.
You went into a doubleheader against Shepherd. You dropped both games in that doubleheader. Shepherd is undefeated in this conference. First of all, how tough were they?
They're no better than we are. I hope we get a chance to play them again. It was 2 one-run ball games. The second game we spotted them 5 runs and then came back and tied it up. And we were in a position, we had runners on base that we could have beaten them, but we just didn't get it done. The first game, Kelsey throws a great ball game except for 1 inning, and she walked 3 batters, and then they get a little blooper over third base and score 1 run. I think they're living on a bubble. Somebody's going to beat them because they've got like 6 one-run wins, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. They've got a great defense. They've got one pitcher that they rely on. They'll pitch her the first game, then they bring in another kid, and if they can hang in for 4 or 5 innings, then they'll bring in their main pitcher again. That may cause them problems in the tournament. And they're in first, Wesleyan's in second, and we're in third, and they play each other on Thursday. So, you know, something could happen there. They could beat Shepherd, and then if either one of those teams gets another loss, you know, we're still in the hunt for this championship. But we got to take care of our own business, and we've got some teams like UC and Wheeling and Glenville that we have to play, and when we play UC, we could be last in the conference, they could be first. It's another dogfight. It always is and always will be. These kids get up for that game, and you know, we got them tonight, so hopefully we can get it done.
How big a rivalry is UC? I know across every sport here at West Virginia State, you know, there's only 12 miles that separate the two schools, and we've talked to all the coaches about, you know, how big of a rivalry this is from the softball perspective. Is this a game that you have circled on your calendar?
Well, it doesn't get much bigger than this. You know, we are close to each other. Coach Olenchek and I have coached against each other for years. Coached against her in high school. We've coached against each other in college. We probably both have about the same one-loss record against each other. She's a good coach, and you know, it's just really great softball when UC and State play. Normally the games are pretty close. And it'll be another good one tonight when we play. So, and you know, I think they're in 6th place right now, and they could very easily move up. You know, a couple sweeps right here, and you could be in 8th place, and you'll be in 2nd or 3rd. So, you got to take care of business now.
Yeah, and from that 6-game road trip where you played West Liberty, Ohio Valley, and Shepherd, your team came away from that 4-2. How difficult is that to go on the road to some of the teams that are as far away as you can get in this conference? West Liberty being close to 4 hours, Shepherd is 5 hours away. Is that difficult for, you know, to play 6 games like that in just a 5-day span? Oh yeah.
You know, of course I try to put them in decent motels so they can get some rest, and it wears on you. It really does. You know, there's nothing like sleeping in your own bed, and but. Our conditioning coach gets them in pretty good shape, and that really helps. You know, it's hard to believe, but when they're in shape, this travel and stuff doesn't wear on them as much. So it was tough, and the game Monday where we spent 7 hours and played 4 innings and our head 1-0, and we don't get to finish the game and got to drive 4 hours home. That just wore us out.
Yeah, I know that certainly can take its toll, and the softball schedule is grueling, I'm sure. We're going to come right back. We'll be right back after we take a break here from the Coach's Corner. Sit tight. We'll talk more with Coach Allen here after these messages.